I've always been a great fan about Northern Europe, and it's one of my favorite areas in the world, for sure. Or at least it's the best place where I found the best granite. And I want to go to visit Helsinki since a long time because there were like a lot of boulders that I really want to check it out. So basically I got here like on Monday, and like around noon I was like under Globalist. I was very excited because I really wait a lot for that moment, and it was like kind of special. The boulder looks even better than what it looked from the video, so I was like very excited to climb it. I first got some trouble to grab the famous small crimp up with the right hand.
Oh, shit.
But after a while it started to get very okay to grab this one. And I had like some troubles in the upper part where I had to figure out like a kind of different foot beta.
Oh. Nice. Yes. Oh. But it didn't stay right there. That looked really good.
But at the end it worked pretty well. Got this kind of good beta, and then we just filmed a lot all the attempts, and then when the guys left I was like alone, and I didn't have any cameras to film it, but it finally happened, and I was like pretty happy about it, even if I don't have the video with me. The bouldering scene here is like pretty small, and it's not very known, so many people doesn't come here, and that's a good point because you can go climbing isolated and be out deep into the forest and in the nature by yourself. And I've been like quite surprised about the rock because it changed a lot from an area to another one, and sometimes it's like very thin granite, other times it's a kind of mixture between thin granite and sandstone. I really love it. So Wednesday we finally had like time and camera for whole day, but we woke up and the weather was pretty shitty. It was like rainy a little bit, was pretty foggy. So we decided to make this visit to the famous Lapnor project.
here. Wow.
It looks like a natural moon board outside, and it looks very hard. And for such a high benchmark in the bouldering level, it's great to have something really pure and old school with no tricks, with no knee bars, no toe hooks, no heel hooks, but just pure power and crimp strength. And it was great to check it out. And that was not in the plan for this trip because of my finger. And but one day I would like to try to pull on the moves and see how hard is that. And then the weather started to clear up, and we moved in the noon to this other boulder called Circus Elephant Syndrome, which is another test piece from Nallet that is more like unknown and with a kind of mystery halo around it. And it was like a kind of rediscovering this old classic, and it is something that I always like to do. Ville put me up for try the moves, and it was like very useful to have some push-ups because the ground up for sure it's much harder. Basically, the first move is this weird heel hooking in a very slopey heel spot, and where from a Gaston hole you have to do this big move to this very weird hold. While trying to do the second move with the push-up, as soon as I got weight on my hand, I just had this big snaps and this huge pop in my back.
Okay. Ah! Ouch. Yeah, like a triple stock. Oh, yeah.
The injuries happened on Wednesday, and my trip in Helsinki was like 1 week, so I still had like 3 or 4 days here. But fortunately, I had like a lot of good stuff to do, even if they didn't match with climbing. There was like a really particular place that I wanted to check out coming here, and which is like the Bodom Lake. I'm a fan of the Finnish band Children of Bodom. I always wanted to check out this place since I have heard about this murder back in the days where like five boys had been killed during one camping night. I don't think it's like a main tourism attraction from Finland, but it was great to be there.
Okay, that's a couple of shady shots.
So yeah, I just think to come back like as soon as possible, and to try to go back to Circus and do all the other stuff and check out all the other boulders. Yeah, I still don't know when, but hopefully soon I will be back.